Hey everyone, today's video was a viewer request for free printables to practice lettering in your planner. So I made 6 free printables for you. These are sized for the classic size happy planner, and they are either left justified or right justified so that you can punch holes in the center here. Today we're going to kind of go over how to use these pages and then how to translate this to actually lettering in your planner. If you would like access to these free printables, they are linked in the description down below for you. So if you want, you could start by cutting this out and punching holes in the side.
Doesn't even make sense why we try to fight it. Every time that we touch the
I'm going to be keeping these behind my long-term tab. If you don't want to store it in your planner, you could also just put it in a Happy Notes notebook. So the idea is that you would start with the printing practice sheets and then work your way up to the lettering practice, and then finally we get to the more complicated practice of actual words versus just letters, and then get to practicing inside of a box to kind of mimic a planner. For practicing, I would recommend taking the page out of your planner or notebook and putting it on a clipboard, just so that you have a more solid surface and it's a lot easier to write when you're working with a clipboard. In terms of what pen to use, it really comes down to your personal preference. I like the Papermate Inkjoy gel pen. If I want a thinner line, then I'll use either EK Tools in 0.35 millimeters or the Pigma Micron in 0.35 millimeters. On each printable, I've included what the letter looks like in this orangey red color, and then I included the letters or words in gray, and these are meant for you to trace over just to practice. After practicing printing each of the letters of the alphabet, the next set of sheets are for brush lettering, and I personally like the Tombow brush pen. So in terms of brush lettering or calligraphy, I would recommend either looking online, or I also purchased this book called Calligraphy Made Easy, and in the introduction she goes over all of the rules of calligraphy, where the downstrokes are thick and the upstrokes are thin. You want to pick up your pen between strokes, right, with a 45-degree angle. And then she goes over warm-up drills and then tells you the order of where to move your pen, which I think is very helpful. My favorite part about this book is that then once you get really good, so there are all these practice sheets in the back, but once you get really good, then you can kind of like make your own art. And she has a bunch of different projects at the back for you to work on. So for the brush lettering, I included some practice for uppercase and lowercase letters. After you feel comfortable with the letters, that's when you would move on to the next sheet, where we have different words to practice. I tried to make the sayings here relevant to something that someone might write in a planner. So I have plan next week, appointment, post office, meal plan. I have quotes about planning. After you feel confident in writing out words, that's when we can practice in boxes. So the first column is for you to trace. After you trace, you can try to freehand. And then we start combining the printing with the brush lettering. Once you feel comfortable with this, then you could freehand it in your actual planner. can also come back in with a gray pen. I like to use the Tombow brush pens and add shading. If you get a smudge on your paper, the Jelly Roll pens work really well for kind of hiding that. So I'm going to be using these printables to practice my lettering, and I hope that you have fun practicing your lettering too. And I'll see you next Saturday. Bye!
But I'm gonna